Hi, we're at the Houston International Quilt Show, and we're here on the floor with Cynthia England, who's been on our show several times. We're so excited that you have won a prize for your quilt. Tell us, what's the category?
This category is the large pictorial category, and I was lucky enough to win second place in it.
Congratulations.
So, thank you.
It is fabulous. Now, I heard you worked on this quilt just a few months.
A little over a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was during
COVID.
During COVID.
And this is probably some of the smallest piecing I've ever done, and it was just fun because it was very intense, and I was going a little crazy being at home, so it worked out really good.
Like the rest of us who were trying to find things to do. But isn't that handy that you have all that fabric?
I know, I was surrounded by fabric, so it was no problem.
So
COVID
you could shop.
No problem.
There was lots of shopping.
Yeah.
And so succulents. Why succulents? Because you've done, you've done a variety of outdoor scenes. You've done the ones with the boats on the water, but I haven't seen anything on this scale.
I'm a big gardener and a lot of pots and plants, and I really like succulents. And I like the way that they are, the structure of the plants and how they can just fall off and you can got a new plant. And so I've always they've fascinated me, so I decided to try to do something showing that.
With this particular, and what is this particular succulent? Do you know the name of this one?
I do not know.
Okay. But it does have this color variation because it isn't just green or blue. It does really.
Yeah, I was trying to do something a little out of my box.
Right, right. And then I hear that that quilting was giving you a little bit of a challenge.
So I decided to quilt it with black thread, and I had never done that before. And so what I found is you could really see if you messed up if you did black thread. So what I would do is go over it again, and go over it again. So some of the quilting is really wide, where I would just keep going over it if it didn't look good.
Cynthia England messes up?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, she does not.
And so, but I just figured, okay, it's an art quilt. It can be bigger over here and smaller over here. So and that's how I did it. And I like the way it came out.
Well, obviously everybody else did as well when they were looking at it. And I understand that you also like to always sort of have like something a little hidden in your quilts that people have to find.
This technique, you're ironing to the right side, so it's real easy to kind of hide things in there or put little cutesy things. And my kids always like Where's Waldo, and so I always like to try to put something, and it's a printed fabric. It's not something I drew. It's actually a fabric. And so there's a little honeybee over here in the foliage that I've got.
Well, he is really adorable.
Thank you.
And there would be honeybees near the succulents, kind of maybe licking some water if after a rain or something. But it is just absolutely spectacular. And I know when you're saying that you're doing piecing, it's the piecing without the paper that you're pulling out.
The technique is called picture piecing, and you don't sew through the paper. You really couldn't do this foundation because the pieces are so small that you couldn't tear the paper out. So there's no paper to tear out in this technique. You actually just move it over. So it's a lot more forgiving than regular foundation piecing.
Right, but it's how many pieces are in there? I think you had it listed on the
I always write it on the back, but I can't remember how many it is.
I think it's 18,500 is what it is.
There's a top number in each section, so at the end I always just add them up because that's the first question people ask me. So that sounds about right. I know there's like 160 fabrics in it, different fabrics.
Yes, and they're all batiks.
They're all batiks.
Okay, and they're not ones that you have done. They are commercial fabrics.
Hand dyed batiks either. They're commercial batiks. Yes.
Okay. Well, it is absolutely spectacular.
Thank you.
So congratulations on that, and thank you so much for being here and sharing that with everybody.
Thank you.